Yo, what up, everybody? This is the Grind2Hard podcast. I'm your host, Chef Clay. Catch me doing my thing on IG at Keeping It PC. That's keepingit.p.c. My job here in El Paso, Texas is personal chef work. I'm blessed to go inside people's homes and cook for individuals and families as a career. My passion is food and serving amazing plates. The Grind2Hard podcast aims to help you find your passion in life and ultimately add a little happiness to your journey. Our focus on this platform is entrepreneurship and motivation. So if you dialed in and you're here, that's what we're going to talk about today. I believe we're all climbing that mountain of success or looking for our own personal greatness. We are with you 100% here at the Grind2Hard podcast. This is going to be episode number 63. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. First, I want to say thank you to this amazing studio. The audio and visual quality that you see right now is due to Nevermore Records and the owner-producer named Paul Ward. So shout out to them because this is a great thing that I'm blessed to be on and be a part of. So today's guest is Chef Brandon Barnes. I want to say thank you for coming in, Chef. Appreciate you, dog. So this is Chef Brandon Barnes. Currently, he's over at Sabor at a Hotel PDN, but eventually he'll be part of what you probably know as 1700 Steakhouse. This gentleman has been to Culinary Art School, and I also worked at many restaurants. I met him at a restaurant called Lola Rose. That's a local restaurant that's very, very good. And you guys need to check that out if you haven't been there. But when I walked in the kitchen as an invite, this is the one gentleman that I actually shook hands with and got to know. He's got many things going on right now, especially his business that he has on the burner. It's called Epicure. It's a chef experience with his chef partner, George Gamboa. He's done things like events where I've worked with him at Progress 321 called One Region, One Table. We basically served like how many people, like 400 people, yeah. And built plates together, clean plates. This guy was running from one restaurant to the next with hot pans and stuff like that, just trying to make things work. One time I have distinct is that this gentleman called me and he's like, "Hey, can you help me out? We're doing a event. It's going to be a catering deal." I got your back. No problem, chef. I'll be there. I get the day off. And so when I showed up, basically it was a catering for 200 people in Radium Springs. We did some prep at Ripe Restaurant where you were working at the time.
Ripe, yeah.
And then we headed out to execute a 200 people wedding. And when I tell you this man has vision, I saw it live and in color. And when I watched him work, he saw the vision. He didn't know the tools. He didn't know the kitchen you were going to be,
I've never been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Never there,
there's minimal, that was just part of the minimal part of it because he had all the mise en place, all the prep work done. I mean, the airline chicken, phenomenal. Brisket layered with, what you call it?
It was meat glue made by Modernist Pantry.
See, I'm learning. That's another thing that I like about this cat. I'm learning. I get inspired because he has a vision and it has a very extensive experience that brings in Michelin star type of service and plates. So not only is he a chef and aspiring to be a great chef, he's married with 2 kids. So I want to shout out your wife right now.
My wife Jennifer Alamo. Yeah, she really she stood me up on my pedestal when I didn't have no money or not. She was in the Army, so she kind of paid for me to get in and start buying little chemicals.
We all need that support, man. We all need that support. And so they're raising 2 beautiful kids right now.
Yeah, Melody and Brendan Jr. Yeah.
Awesome,
2-year-old
bro.
and a 7-month-old.
That's what's up, man. So there's a lot more things to talk about, but I just want to let you know right off the bat, he's 21 years old and basically half my age, but I'm telling you, I'm inspired just by being next to him because not only the vision, but he has goals to be like a Michelin star. And luckily it's in his blood, not necessarily in his blood, but in his family. I want to shout out
Chef Rico Torres at Michelin and Chef Diego at Michelin, Chef Alex at Michelin, Chef Nico at Michelin. Those are all the little hierarchy there. They recently got the Michelin star yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. This is a good thing for El Paso, but a great thing for Texas. It inspires us and it raises the level. So congratulations to Chef Rico Torres for doing something like that. He also comes from El Paso, he's doing some things for the 915 100%. So let's start off real quick, man. Are you from El Paso? 915.
It's funny. I was born in Fairfax, Virginia. My parents were military.
Virginia.
And my dad, my dad joined the military in 98. My parents got together in 2003, coincidentally the same year that I was born.
Okay. Hey, same dude.
Yeah, he was in the military, and he was in the first ever program for the air defense.
Okay.
Yeah, so
he's a vet.
Yeah, so they put him here. This is the biggest range in all of America. So they put him here, and then my parents got divorced when I was 9, and my dad moved away, did his own thing, and my mom stayed here. So I ended up always kind of staying here, and I have 2 siblings. I went to Nolan Middle School, Tomley Elementary.
Where was this?
This is in the Northeast.
Oh, word? Yeah. Okay, all right.
I went to Andrews High School for a little while too.
All right. Represent Andrews, okay? Yeah. I like that. So you said that your parents got divorced when you were 9. So who did you live with at that point?
And my mom for a little bit. So I lived with my mom, and then I moved with my dad when I was, I can't quite remember if it was 11 or 12, but it was around that area. It was around 7th grade, 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were going to middle school at the time, or high school?
Yeah, middle school. Oklahoma, that's where he was at recently. At that time, it was a little weird.
Oh, you moved? You had to move out of Paso.
Yeah, my dad moved. After they got divorced, 2 months later, he moved to Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So and then you went to go live with him for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
After a year and a half, I went to go live with him. Yeah.
Okay. So my dad's ex-Marine, and anytime I fucked up, I got to boot up my ass. So.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So my parents were together, so there was always a medium, and it was always like, I'm gonna tell your father. I'm like, no, you're not. Okay, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Let me fucking do whatever you need to do.
It was a little rough. I mean, I grew up without him for a couple of years. Like, for example, I'm the only one of my siblings that did grow up with him. Okay. Everyone else, they grew up when they were divorced. My youngest sibling, my youngest on my mom's side, because I have more siblings than that. Right. My youngest on my mom's side, she's currently, she's an 8th grader. She's 12, I want to say, 12, 13.
That's your youngest sibling?
Yeah.
Damn.
My mom, my mom and my dad, yeah.
All right.
And she's killing it. She's a all-state cheerleader. Like, she's going hard in the paint. Yeah, she's a good athlete, but she has no memories of just like my dad and my mom together. No. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. But I mean, like I feel bad too, because like my son is 6 years old, so we divorced when he was about like 2 or 3. So rough. He hasn't. Well, it's rough, but he doesn't understand. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a kind of a transition to where I was there maybe, and then all of a sudden I wasn't there, and not as much. You know what I mean? And, so it's different.
He's like a schedule. And,
it's different. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
I couldn't even say. See, that's why I say it's rough. Is because from my point of view, knowing being with my dad and my mom, it's rough to me. But
9 years old. Yeah, you're a little bit more.
At 3, you don't. A
little bit more aware.
You know what I mean? Yeah, when you're 3, you won't remember it. You'll just grow up into what you're growing up into.
For sure. Yeah. Luckily, yeah. And then later he'll ask, "What the fuck happened, Dad?"
Yeah. He's like, "So how did that go wrong?"
Yeah, exactly.
There's always 2 opinions.
Yeah. Right? How come all my friends have mamas and dads? What's going on?
Yeah. And so you got to sit down and be like, well, family's different sometimes.
But like I said, like everybody grows up with different struggles. You know what I mean? But like it's adversity kind of makes you a stronger person, I believe. You know what I mean?
So it definitely taught me that I didn't want to be mediocre. I didn't want to be the same as everyone else around me. I saw my mom, and I saw her push, and she went up and she got her master's, and she's going for her doctorates. And,
damn, badass.
And
shout out moms, dude.
Yeah, bro. She went hard in the paint. She's a rocket scientist.
Like, oh shit. Yeah. Like for real.
For real. She blows shit up. Yeah.
Damn, that's dope, man.
Yeah, she blows stuff up, and it's cool to see that she like went hard in the paint, and she didn't look at just one degree and say, "Oh, well, I'm only limited to this." Like she figured it out, and she got there. My dad as well. I mean, he was in the military for, I want to say 12, 13 years. I can't remember the exact number. And he came out he was working at Enterprise.
You said the Air Force, right?
Army. My
Army. Okay, Army. Okay.
My dad was Army. Yeah. My grandpa was Air Force. Yeah.
Okay.
And he came out and he was working $8 an hour at Enterprise at the El Paso International Airport.
Damn.
Yeah. And he found his way.
But you got to start somewhere. Yeah.
He found his way, and he went into like a cooler career field. Now he tests weapons for the United States government before they go out to the soldiers. Yeah.
Okay. He's dude. Yeah. That sounds like a badass job, dude.
So, like my parents are big military and big government infused, and then here I am. It's funny. My whole family is full of engineers.
But you told me earlier you were thinking about you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna be a fucking ranger.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I was like, when I was younger, I saw my dad, and I was like, I'm gonna be in the military. You know what I mean? Like, I started working out. I started running miles every day and whatnot.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking ranger. I'm gonna go to war. I'm gonna be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wear the cool nods. I'm gonna do the bang bang shoot. I'm gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
And I was not that guy.
So speaking of your mom with the education, like, so after you were 9, I guess did you go to school in Oklahoma?
Yeah. So I went to school. I went to school in Oklahoma for 7th grade and just about all of 8th grade. Okay. And then my dad got a transfer, a better job, back to El Paso to be with my siblings. With my mom.
Cool.
Or my mom, because he has 2 kids with my stepmom, and then he had 3 kids with my mom, me, my brother, and my sister.
Okay.
So to get everyone kind of together, they're like, all right, well, we got this job. Let's be, and they were down the street from where my mom currently lives. They're down the street.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like 2 blocks away.
So then that's when you started Andrus, right?
That's when I finished 8th grade at Nolan. I went to Andrus. Yeah.
Andrus?
Yeah. I got into trouble as a kid. And I ended up,
I was going to say, Northeast, man, I heard bad things, man. I went to Motwood. That was like a goody school kind of.
Yeah,
you know
my wife
mean?
went to Motwood for a little bit. Yeah.
Big ass school, man.
Yeah.
But so let's say, so you're 9 years old. Did you come back and you're like in high school times? Like, what was your like goals, man? Like, you know, because like I was in like about 17, 18, and luckily I had a job at a trattoria, and I was just basically trying to make money for the weekend to go out. You know what I mean? But my parents were like, "Hey, Clay, you know, you should go to culinary school." I'm like, okay, you know, and my uncle was like extending a hand. He's like, you can live with me, man, if you want, while you go to culinary school. So I moved to Arizona and went to culinary school. But where was your head at that time, like when you were graduating high school?
So I graduated early because of COVID.
Oh, you graduated like smart or because of COVID? Okay,
yeah,
right,
COVID,
right.
Yeah, COVID.
How does that work?
So when everything went to hell during COVID, they offered, at least at my school in Arizona. I was in Arizona at this point.
Right. Okay.
I was in Arizona at this point.
Okay.
They offered a thing where you could finish your credits out online as quick as possible, and you graduate
at your pace.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to sit there and do all the courses right away.
And there was a minimum pace, you know what I mean? Like you had deadlines and whatnot, but it was all online.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like my teachers, you know. They would go over it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, but it was just like videos.
It's almost like homeschooling then.
Yeah, it was homeschool.
Shit,
I basically
dude.
homeschooled myself towards the end of high school. Yeah. It was dope.
So you graduated early.
Yeah.
What was your intentions after you like, okay, I'm done with school?
So the funny thing is, I was in Arizona. I got into a big falling out with my father and my stepmom, and so they put me back with my mom.
Like your fault, like because you're a teen, kind of like I want to party, I want to chill, like leave me alone.
Partying. It was really controlling.
Oh, they were. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah, and after a while, I was kind of like, I'm
done.
Yeah, I started being an ass. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I started acting out more. Like I started pushing the buttons on purpose at that point, just because I was like, what worse could it get at that point? You know, I wasn't really allowed to do a lot of stuff. I wasn't going out. I didn't really have that many friends either. It was rough.
Because like the moving, right?
Moving, and then I made mistakes on my own. I got caught with weed. You know, as any.
So was that like you? Because you got caught with weed, you were restricted. You couldn't go out. Oh, okay.
I was on punishment for a good minute. But their punishments were extreme, though.
Yeah, sometimes parents, like, I guess because I'm older, like, in retrospect, you're like, damn, my dad was like 25, 30 when he was doing that shit. Damn, I got to give him a little more respect. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I bet you he was just trying to do the best, being a military background, just trying to do the best. Like I'm going to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. So being kind of isolated, I mean, did you have like any aspirations other than like military?
So I got big into music, but it was always military since I was a young kid. Yeah, since I was young, I was like on military. That's when I actually wanted to be a ranger more.
Were your parents hearing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom.
Sometimes there's the opposite.
Yeah, no, my dad was all for it, obviously. My mom, on the other hand, was not.
No?
No. She said, I support you, but you're so smart. You could do something else. This was at a time.
You have so much potential.
Yeah, but this is also when those 13 Marines died.
Where's that?
In Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
So this is in August. I can't remember the exact day, but this is around that same time.
When they rushed a border or something like that?
No, they were leaving. And so they were leaving Afghanistan, the whole withdrawal of the United States military, and a suicide bomber came into the area. Oh, yeah. And they blew up and killed 13 Marines.
Right.
And that's when my mom was like, no, don't go.
Don't go. Yeah.
Around the same time, I ended up meeting my wife, Jennifer. And that was before I really got big into cooking.
And she's in the military?
Yeah, she wasn't in the military at the time.
Oh, she wasn't? Okay.
It was before she went in.
Okay. All right.
And I was working, I was doing some stupid stuff. I was selling weed. I was, you know what I mean? Like I was.
Hey, it's a major influence these days, man.
I was gonna say, I learned my conversion charts very well.
Right,
I could go from ounces to grams easily. You know, like
hey, that's another one. Yeah, 28 grams, right? 28 grams
that's a pound. There we go. Yeah, that's an ounce. We got it. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, man. Completely.
To make up for the money I was losing on the pack, because I was a dumb kid. I wasn't a good drug dealer. You know,
you were rule number 4. Don't never get high on your own supply.
I was smoking my weed like a mug. You know, like.
Yeah, understood, man. I was never a good salesperson. Yeah, trust me, I never should have gone down that road.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too much myself. I was a good consumer. I was a terrible business owner at that point. But so I was working at a dishwasher to kind of. At Famous Dave's.
At Famous Dave's?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your introduction to the food?
That was my introduction to...
Restaurant business?
Modern food, I guess. You know, I worked with like family back in the day and whatnot.
You did?
Yeah, my grandma taught me how to cook. I had a cousin.
Yeah, you were saying she's a Sicilian, right?
She's Sicilian, yeah.
Nice.
So strict Italian food, you know. My grandpa was Irish, so he showed me a lot of Irish food, which Irish food is a crazy take, you know.
Celtic food?
Woo, Celtic is
that is
wild.
It's wild.
It's flavors that I don't like.
A lot of gamey flavors, huh?
Well, there's not much up there.
Yeah, right, exactly. exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you think about it, Ireland's this big. You know?
I was one time I went to Arizona and they were like, "Oh, Clay's a chef. Let's take him to this Celtic restaurant." I was like, "Cool, yeah, let's check it out, bro." Not one course that I like, bro, and they could tell on my face. I couldn't not say this was good. Like they could tell on my face that they didn't like it. And I'm like,
you're like, they don't even have potatoes.
Yeah. So damn. So you have a kind of like a food background a little bit.
Yeah, and my mom.
Did you cook for yourself? I mean,
yeah. And when I was younger too, my parents got divorced. My mom worked a lot too, so I ended up being the guy that cooked dinner. It wasn't anything crazy, but I mean, I could make good mac and cheese. I could make the frozen meals.
Ramen noodles.
Bag. Yeah, not even ramen.
Nah.
My mom would buy like these pre-frozen like Bird's Eye, the ones that sell the vegetables. They also sell like little meals.
Oh yeah, you just saute those up real quick.
And I was doing that for my for my siblings.
Those are bomb ass with the chicken and the cheddar and shit.
My mom would buy them. I'd be like, come on, mom, get some water.
Yeah, well, my influence was more like Mexican, so I used to make quesadillas and shit like that all the time. And even my friends in Florida, like we'd be fucking smoking and shit like that. I'd be like, "Clay, make quesadillas, bro." And it was easy, tortillas and cheese. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was introduced kind of early. I was cooking like that.
I did that, but on the white side.
What was that? Grilled cheese. Nice, dude. Hey, I ain't hating on that. We put a little salt, pepper, garlic. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
I got white bread.
Hell yeah, that's the shit, dude. My dad was cool too. We wouldn't just have like Velveeta or the American cheese. Like he would buy like Mexican blends or some kind of cheddar, like sharp cheddar. So we had like some bomb ass quesadillas and some grilled cheese and shit like that.
It wasn't until I had my kid, my first kid, that I started cooking a lot at home.
Right, more
also
and more.
because you wanted to impress the lady that you're with.
Yeah, for sure.
Do something nice for your family.
Definitely.
I didn't want to make bull. I wanted to make some good grub and. I was working at Ripe the first time was when I was a young kid. That's when I first started. Like it was after West Texas. Like I went from Famous Days to West Texas. They're the same company. And then from West Texas I went to Ripe. And then from Ripe I went back to West Texas just because I needed a job. And then I went to Lola.
Okay, so the timeline real quick. So like you finished high school in like 2019.
Yeah. 2020.
You finished high school during COVID.
Actually, December 2019.
Okay, so then that's when I got divorced. So I know that time. Yeah, for sure. So basically, you're like, what's the transition? So
I was living at my mom's house and I needed a job simply because like.
Yeah, for sure.
Living at my mom's house. Like, I was a high school graduate at that point. Like, get up and do something.
Sure, exactly. No, have no excuse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an extra year to get started. I wasn't 18. I was 17. Like 16 just turned 17. Like, I was like,
you're young. Yeah, younger graduate.
And I wish I took that into consideration. I was like, man, I wish I knew now what I like knew back then.
Of course,
everyone does. Yeah,
that's.
I would have started this game way earlier.
Profound. Yeah,
I would have been 21 with even more like under my belt that I wish I had. But so after that, Whataburger, then Famous Days, unemployment for a little while, West Texas, prep. A lot of prep. So been on the line.
Ripe was before Lola, right?
Yeah, Ripe was for Lola. Yeah.
And Ripe's kind of like a what would you call it? Like the type of dining.
It's like a casual, upper skill casual.
Yeah. But they do lunch. So
they do lunch and dinner, and then they do brunch as well.
So the transition from there to Lola, because we got to know Lola's like a fine dining, Mediterranean, real extensive recipes.
Yeah, Chef Marco.
Chef Marco with extensive history and stuff like that.
He's a big caliber chef.
So were you wide-eyed when you walked in that kitchen?
Ass whooped.
Really?
Yeah, I got whooped.
What did you go there? What was your intentions going there? How did you apply?
So Felix, which currently worked there, he's actually the sous chef at Taft Diaz right now.
Okay.
He worked at Ripe for a good minute, and he taught me a lot of what I know.
Okay.
And so I hit him up and I was like, "Yo, I'm looking for a job," and he really saw the passion that I had, and he said, "All right, bet, come through." And he set me up the interview. I did well at the interview, and I started the next day.
Nice.
And my extensive knowledge on grilling, because that's what I did at West Texas, helped me out because they put me on the grill station.
Right,
and at that time,
next to Chef Simeon or what?
Yeah, Chef Simeon.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that guy, man.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out Chef Simeon, for sure.
Hey, shout out to him, man. Hey, the two minorities in the kitchen. That's what we call ourselves, man.
The whitest motherfucker.
Yeah, the whitest and the blackest. They're both there.
That's hilarious, man.
Everyone else was Mexican. There we were.
That's true, huh? Yeah. That's true, huh?
I was like, we're yin and yang.
Even the sous chef, Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Everybody, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's El Paso for you. Yeah, same in the kitchens that I've worked at, man. They call me Weddle. bro. That's my name, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Too,
like, I didn't Clay. It was just Weddle.
Man, even they don't even know my name. It's just Weddle.
It's just Weddle, yeah.
Worked for 2 years. Don't know my name.
I remember after a while, I got mad. It was even at Costco in the food court. They were like, hey, Weddle, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, my name is Clay, man. Stop calling me Weddle, bro, right? I got all pissed, man. Like, they were talking shit, but it's just a nickname. You know, it's like a, yeah, it's just a thing. You know what I mean? Like, they call you Weddle Basura. That's different. You know what I mean? That's white trash.
Yeah, white trash. That's a new goal. I'm not from Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. So the work and grill, was it a little faster pace, a little more quality?
Yeah, it was rough. It was, well, the steaks at the time, the ribeyes, I don't know if you remember. They were like
pound, thick. Like a fucking 16 ounce? 2 pounds?
They were like 2 pounds.
Jesus. Takes 3 hours to cook that shit or what?
Nah, man. There was some, well, you know, El Paso and their well done steaks. So might as well.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That was like
throw
the
in
worst
the fucking
time.
wood fire.
Yeah, we just throw
the wood fire. Yeah, for sure.
And just let tallow all over it and let it cook up, you know.
Nice.
But no, it was rough because like first it wasn't like a gas grill.
Right, for sure. Yeah, you gotta keep throwing wood on that shit. Yeah, keep it hot. Yeah, keep it hot.
You gotta understand. Like Simeon taught me a lot how to move the fire for sure. Like create pockets, create airflow, like how to create a hot side and whatnot. The movement. Like he showed me a lot of that type of like science of it, I guess.
Nice, for sure. Yeah,
he really put me onto that, and it was fun. Yeah, but it was rough. Like I didn't know how to work fire like that. You know, I did a bonfire. I just threw shit in the fire, lighter on it, let it burn.
So from like I know you said, so from Famous Davis to Ripe to getting to Lola, like it was like, oh shit, like fucking.
Yeah. I didn't have white coats.
You didn't have white coats?
Nope. I went and bought a white coat just for Lola.
Did Chef Marco, did he give you an apron at least?
Yeah, they gave me an apron.
Nice.
That had like, it was funny. He was like, fuck, I don't have one. So Oscar ran in there and he grabbed me his old one.
Nice.
And there was like burn holes in it. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, bro. Gotta start somewhere.
And then eventually they got us better aprons. Because that was cool. They got some. I forgot. I don't know what brand or what. They were cool aprons.
Henley and Bennett or whatever.
Well, those are the second ones. The first ones, I don't have them. I have one. I used to have two. I stole one from somebody.
Hey, they were slipping, bro. They left it out, bro, somewhere.
It was right there. I finished. No one else was there. I grabbed it and I walked away. I'm
nice.
not gonna lie. Yeah. And so they had them. They were nice ones. And then they were like, hey, like we hit up Haley and Bennett. We got these aprons coming in, and they got us a good price. So that's when we got those ones. But they were nice, but they did not hold. Like they would turn white. They were blue, by the way.
Right,
Fresh laundry blue.
Yeah.
But since you're next to that 900-degree fire going at all,
it would just burn all that color away.
It was just white. Like the pigment was gone. There was
crazy.
There's one guy, Chef Andy. Shout out to him. He taught me a lot as well. He had like a big welt on his stomach from where like the fire was, because there was like the line of the grill.
Yeah, right at the belly level. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He like welts.
Damn,
burning.
That's insane, dude. I never had that experience.
There was times where we were standing there flipping the steak, and you went like, you walked away and you touched, and you're like,
yeah. My bulk of my experience is actually saute. I had burns all the way up my arms, bro. From fucking splattering oil and shit, dude. And or grabbing a hot pan. I don't know how many times I burnt the inside of my hand, dude. Seriously. Yeah,
I ended up becoming a saute at Lola Rose as well. And at Ripe, I was saute at Ripe.
So your fine dining experience is Lola Rose. That's where it started.
That's where it started. Yeah, that's where it was hardcore, and then I traveled, and then I went to school and I worked with really cool chefs.
So the traveling part of it, I remember talking to you. Was Chef Marco the one that said you should go to school?
No, so I was already enrolled into the CIA before I worked there. So
and what made you go to the CIA?
Right, Chef Leanne.
Okay.
So she's an alumni. She also worked a lot. Like she worked with Chef Sammy. She worked with Chef.
Did she influence you? Like you should go to this school?
Yeah, because I told her I was like, I'm thinking about taking this more seriously. Like, and The Bear just came out too. I remember. I'm remembering it now. I remember like laying down and watching The Bear.
Now it all makes sense, guys. Now it all makes sense.
I'm a bear, yeah.
This is a product of The Bear right here. That's what it is. No, but you know what I mean? Like how many people actually take it seriously and actually aspire to work in the French Laundry kitchen? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
seriously.
Like right now I have stuff in the works to hopefully be in Chicago and whatnot, and going back to San Antonio.
Well, I want to, before we skip over that real quick, I just want to like get to that because like I'm looking for the inspiration. And I see that from, you said Chef Ellen, or what was her name?
Chef Leanne.
Chef Leanne. Okay, Chef Leanne at Ripe, and then you go to Lola Rose and you're like, okay, this is that step up. Holy shit, this is cool as fuck. Chef Marco, you did you know his experience and where he's from?
No.
You didn't know anything about him?
No.
Because that's what got me perked about Lola Rose is that
that's when you came by.
Yeah, because a friend, I used to work with somebody at Costco, and her name is Viviana, and she would be like, hey, my brother's a chef, and he had a food truck at the time. I was like, that's cool, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to get back into the kitchens, like it's my passion and shit like that. And then when I fast forward, he opens Lola Rose. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's got Lola Rose, and I started like putting his name in, and boom, like all his history came out. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's bad ass, holy shit. And he was doing the culinary competitions, you know.
Oh, the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, the Olympics, man. Yeah. So I was like, holy shit. And I think from that day is when I actually like fucking put some rocket in my ass, and I was like, dude, this is it's possible. You know what I mean? Like this is El Paso, but it's possible. You know what I mean?
I didn't really like understand the magnitude of who he was until after like I left a culinary school.
Nice.
And I got at culinary school, and I was like, this fucker, he set me up. Like, he's
humble. He's humble. He's not about to be like, hey, look at my accolades. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is who I am.
I didn't know. And then so I went through culinary school, and then I had my son, and I couldn't afford it. You know, the thing that CIA is great. CIA is great, right?
Sure.
There's three.
Talk about that real quick. So you went from Lola Rose, and then you're like, okay, time for school. You quit, put your 2 weeks in. And then you moved to Arizona?
San Antonio.
Okay. And then the school, I mean, did they give you like a pouch full of knives, and then you get a chef coat?
So that's part of your tuition. You get 5 chef coats, 5 pants, 5 towels. I hate the fucking hat. The stupid little.
Yeah, hell yeah. The tall hat or what?
No, not the tall one. The short little.
Oh, the short one? Yeah.
The little chode one. That
okay. And you got to like perk it up to make it like square and shit.
Yeah, you just look like a dork. Like, no matter what.
Yeah, this is like the MO, right? You got, right? The bandana's your MO now.
Yeah, I don't like hats because I feel like hats don't look professional when it comes to cook. In my mind, right? Yeah. I think the tall hats are the best way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Or short hair and a bandana doesn't look too bad, you know?
But, I mean, you're falling in line. You're going to school. So, like, you wear the hat. You wear the coats.
They line you up at the beginning of class, and they check your fingernails.
Oh yeah, and did you do a neckerchief too?
Oh my
neckerchief,
bro! I went in August of San Antonio with a handkerchief, long chef coat, and some baggy pants. Yeah. Stupid hat on, bro. I lost 20 pounds walking to school, dog. I was sweating. The humidity was just like terrible, man.
Shit, hell yeah. But I feel you, man. I feel you.
So they line you up and they check your nails, they check your beard, like
military style, bro.
You have to be fresh shaved, and if you weren't, you had to wear a beer guard at least. But if you didn't have the beer guard on that lineup, you got fucking docked points.
Shit, dude.
Because like you have to have the understanding in yourself to be like, all right, I did not shave. I'm gonna do the correct thing before I go to lineup, and I'm gonna wear the beer guard. Right. What's expected of me. And people didn't, man. They got yelled at. They got yelled at, man.
Hey, I can imagine, bro. They didn't. I was always borrowing because we did the paper chef hats, and I can remember a million times they'd be like, "Forgot my hat." Can you get, or like, can you get a hat? It's like $5, bro. It's like $5.
That was me with the apron because I worked at the same time. Which the cool thing about the CIA in San Antonio, it's in the Pearl, right? Which is just this big district of hotels, restaurants. Okay. You know what I mean? The school's on the side, and there's a million different restaurants, you know. And I worked at a restaurant just across the courtyard, a little thing. If you're ever in the Pearl, it's a cool place to go check out. It's super nice. It's something definitely go to. It's not like...
And that's where you lived while you were in culinary school?
I lived like a mile down the road. Okay. Yeah, I lived off Main Street in San Antonio. If anyone knows what San Antonio is, I live by the gay bars. Those guys party a lot. Yeah.
Damn, all loud and shit, bro.
1 a.m.
Oh, damn. Like, please, I got to go to school in the morning.
Yeah, I got 6 a.m. class, man. Don't do this to me. But
so they teach you like French style?
It's French, yeah.
Yeah, and then you went in 2021, 2022? Because my question is they taught you molecular gastronomy? No?
I taught myself.
Oh, damn. Because like when I went to school in 2004.
It was a class.
2020. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a class, but it wasn't like based
it should be implemented right now, for sure.
They taught you the basics of it, but nothing about it was more the history and whatnot.
Gosh, damn. So did they focus on like Escoffier and Karim and like
then we went
the brigade and stuff like that?
We went forward in time, and everything that came to be now, you know, from like consomme was the first dish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That was my molecular gastro.
Okay. Which is fine. I hope that they did that, but I wondered if they like focused on more progressive styles.
So they did. Okay. What they did was they showed you who the most progressive over that year. Like they started from the beginning. Okay. And this was progressive in 1945, and this was progressive in 1960.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to point.
And here's present day.
Sure,
you have Chef Rene Rudensky and freaking all these other guys who were doing crazy stuff, you know. And that's what they went into. And then instead they kind of they didn't show you techniques or show you what chemicals did. They gave you the understanding of who does it, why they do it, and how you could do it. But
how about mother sauces?
Yeah, that was like in the basic. That was in your fundamentals class. So molecular gastro is a different class. Okay, you know what I mean. But most of the stuff that I know now and I've done with, I just like cooking's a series of failures. I've had a lot of failures.
We all have, trust me. Yeah, and burns and cuts and all that shit.
When it comes to molecular gastro, I've put in the time just on my own.
That's cool, man, and I like the way you approach that, man. Seriously. So as culinary school, how long was it? How long were you in the culinary school?
So embarrassingly enough, not that long. One semester.
But when you took that, okay, so as you walk away from culinary school, are you motivated, inspired?
Oh, I was beaten. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It wasn't my fault that I had to go. I had a kid, I had to be a father.
Sure. Yeah, which is not amiable. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but when I was there, I was working for some high caliber people, and I you know what I mean? Like I was doing some cool stuff with some cool people, and I was learning a lot. Mm-hmm. And
I can imagine you're like, I have to let go of this, so I cannot like lose my momentum. Like I want to keep going and not fall back just because I have a kid. I want to take care of my kid, but I don't want to fall back in my career.
And that's the biggest thing is with this career, it takes a while before you start making any type of money.
Yeah, and then just like everything else, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So you gotta figure out where you're gonna fit in and find those opportunities.
It takes a minute to really even get in at that point. You know? Like you have to meet the right people and then work for them and slave for them and bleed for them.
Did you come back to El Paso?
Yeah, I came back to El Paso. I hit up Marco 2 weeks before I had to leave. Like I had a perfect timeline, like of when I had to leave and whatnot. And I worked my ass off with the restaurants I did. They understood. I still talk to them to this day. Like,
good.
Yeah, Cured is where I worked at for the most part.
Cured?
Cured.
Where's that?
It's in the Pearl. It's in the Pearl. So it's by Chef
Steve
in
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's named after him getting cured from leukemia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool shit. Shout out. It's more like
what's the name of the chef there?
Steve McHugh.
Steve McHugh.
He's like a 6 or 7 time James Beard nominee.
Damn, badass, dude. Hell yeah.
Cool shit, yeah. And
so that's good experience, dude. Fuck yeah.
He was a rough chef though, I'm not gonna lie. You had no emotion.
I don't know. I think chefs need to be rough, you know what I mean? Like like a guy like Chef Marco, he's not that he's rough, but he expects a lot.
Oh, he'll drop the comment.
So
too.
Everybody,
he'll drop the comment.
Everybody's different, but if you're too laid back, I think people will find their own bad habits too quick. You know what I mean? So I think being a chef is a matter of keeping somebody in line and keeping the vision, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So
keeping it alive.
Yeah, so I respect that, man. I'm sure you respect him to this day. Yeah,
I love that guy. Yeah,
dope, man.
Yeah, he's him and Chef Rico are my biggest inspirations.
Oh, that's right.
Marco's achieved so much in so little time, and it's just because he cares.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And
passionate.
And he was one of the first people to really like trust me in a way. You know what I mean? To kind of like be like, all right. I mean, he it's funny. If you ever work with us, you worked a little bit with us.
Lola?
Lola, or even at Progress, really.
Yeah, for sure.
You saw how we like.
Yeah, he's laid back. He's chill. Yeah, he wears a baseball hat. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
the way the jokes come out, the little roast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's cool. But when it gets down to brass tacks, we'd be like, "You sucked. Like you sucked today. You did this. Like what the hell was that, Brendan?" There was times where he's like,
I haven't worked with him like that. We've had like kind of a mutual respect, but I wouldn't mind. I would say yes, chef. You know what I mean? Like, I got mad respect, dude.
There's been times where he made me almost cry. I'm not gonna lie, because it was just like I'm disappointed. And I was like,
but that's good, man. When you don't say that and you're just like have a mean face, you're just like, God, did I do good, or is he just being asked? Did I do something? You know what I mean? He'll tell you that's good.
Yeah, he had a deep impact on all of his employees too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people still wish they could work with him and talk to him a lot.
Big time, big time.
And he
man.
talks to everybody. Like, you hit him up a message on Instagram, he'll get back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been on the podcast, man. He's really a humble guy, man. And when I get the phone call from him, I'm answering it quick. Yeah, I'm answering that quick, man. That's when he invited me to go to Progress 321 to do that event, man. That was a great experience, man. Great experience, dude. Yeah, real fun. So you come back, you go back to Lola? Did you go back to Lola?
Yeah, I went to Lola. At that point, I was in Grill Saute.
Okay.
And I
did you see more of a vision? Do you have more like I want to do more?
I had more of my own. If you think like I started investing on my own equipment.
Oh, at that point, that's when you started investing. Yeah. What was your vision? Why'd you invest?
Well, so you need some stuff to make cool stuff. If that makes sense, right?
At the restaurant?
Well, at home or anything.
Oh, at home.
Like, I focused on learning techniques. I focused on learning the hard techniques.
So you're not in school no more. So this is what I want to learn. Like, I know the basics. I know
I can make the
history.
Sauce. Yeah, all right. It's how do we take that sauce to the next level? And that's what I did. And I did a lot of stuff at home.
So what made you want to do that? Like, do you see the progressiveness of the culinary arts, or do you want to be the best? Rico. Oh, he pushes the boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because our first interaction.
Okay.
That's what. Ever since our first interaction, I was like, I gotta get fucking good, man.
So he's like family. You said I guess he's your wife's.
He's on
brother?
on my wife's side. He's on my wife's. So my Thea's husband's nephew.
Okay, but he's in the family.
Yeah.
So it's like damn, this guy's in my family. And then,
I randomly bumped into him at, I met his wife first, actually, at a New Year's party at my uncle's house. Yeah. And we were just chilling and whatnot. And this is after I got accepted in the CIA.
Yeah.
And he's like the #1 chef in San Antonio.
That's what's up.
I have no clue, right?
Nice.
I walk over all big headed to the kitchen, like, oh, if you need help cooking, I could help you out.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's cool. And he told me about himself. And then I looked him up on Instagram. In the corner.
Like, damn.
And I was like, well, this guy's in my family. And
so that pushes you to be like your own chef, or do you want to be like in his kitchen? Like
I wanted to be in his kitchen.
Nice.
I wanted to be in his kitchen so bad. And
nice.
then I saw the food he was doing, and then I saw other kitchens of that caliber when I was like, whoa, like I have a lot to learn. So then I was like, okay. Like I saw a technique on Instagram, or I saw something in the news or whatnot, you know what I mean?
You're like, I want to do that. I want to figure it out. Like,
so
I want to break it down.
Books. Yeah, I started buying a lot of books, and I started buying all the equipment I needed, you know, like the bubbler you saw.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
All the
simple equipment, but at the same time, the level that he brought to this oyster dish was phenomenal. Hopefully I could put some pictures on so you guys can see, but it's like you can smoke an oyster, you can add a sauce, you can put it on a pretty plate, but when the foam gives it height the way it does and flavor, it's just a different level. You know what I mean?
It was simple stuff too.
But I mean, to the patron, it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
and they were saying it was like their favorite one. I was like, it's two things. Like, it's an oyster. And some orange juice, lemonade, and limes cooked. You know what I mean?
So basically what I did was I worked with him. He called me for the 200 wedding, and I saw what he was capable of. We took 45 minutes to get there and 45 minutes back. We talked a lot, and it was really great to get to know you at that point. So I was like, you know what? I definitely want to get you on the podcast. You seem like very inspirational for such a young cat. You know what I mean? So I'm really like at this point, like, yeah, fuck yeah, like we'll make a date. And then you call me and you're like, hey, chef, you tonight? Would you call me the day of?
I called you the day before.
Oh, the day before? Okay. You're like, hey, you doing anything? You working? I'm like,
oh no, it was the day of.
It was the day of. I remember it was early. I guess
9 a.m. and I was like, bro,
yeah. You're like, hey, you got hands? I'm like, pfft. Yeah, I got you, dog. And I was like, cool, yeah, I got a clean chef code. Yeah, let's make this happen. You know what I mean? So I went down to the place you were at. You already had all the mise en place. You just needed a couple
small things.
And then
the stuff that I didn't want to do, honestly.
But you were still working. It wasn't like you just had me do stuff.
Away,
yeah. You were getting things prepped. I saw the bartender getting the bar prepped, and I was like, because I've worked with bartenders before where they cut limes and then they have like, you know, some sweet and sour, but that wasn't what was going on over there. I was like, I was noticing it all, you know what I mean? And then
he cut fresh
and then there was a time that we were like, okay, we got to smoke the oysters, you know what I mean? And I was like, damn, this fucking thing is going crazy. Okay, can I see the menu? And I started looking at the menu. I was like, all right, this is gonna be a show, you know what I mean? So I was like, hey, you guys got vision. You guys know what the place looked like. I'm just your hands, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
it was a nice setup too.
It was beautiful, man. So it's your business is called Epicure.
Epicure, yeah.
Epicure.
Epicure.
So your vision is to bring the 7-course, 10-course meals.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go down. So this past one was definitely like a guinea pig. Like, can I pull it off? You know, because everyone has self doubts. You know, it was like, can I pull it off? Like, can I pull it off this caliber too? Because the stuff I attempted at that dinner was not just like some chicken. You know, it was.
Real quick, can you just go over the menu real quick?
Yeah. So the first course was a corn tartlet with a spiced corn foam and sautéed corn kernels.
Right.
And then that's topped with crispy leeks, and then corn husk ash was dusted on top, and that was served on like a bed of like kernels.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one was the duck confit croquette mixed with just Parmesan, chives, lemon, on topped with a white onion emulsion. So I didn't want to go past the point of caramelization. I still wanted like the lightness of an onion, you know, the sweetness of it. You know?
Yeah,
I didn't want to bring out the sugars from it, but I wanted
that
it
was
to be soft.
The meatball looking thing.
Then the little white sauce in the bottom.
Yeah.
So I just dollop of that, put that on top. I mixed micros and some like truffle
Thank you for having extra of that one, dude.
Yeah, I was, bro, that morning they blew up. So bro, I told George, I was like, don't put them in the freezer, just put them in the fridge.
Oh, and they expanded.
And they blew up. And I was like, I came the next morning, the day of the dinner at 9 a.m. and I pulled them out so that I could look at them because I wanted to see everything. I was at work, so I didn't prep them up. And they were blowing up, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, oh shit. And so we were like, I told him, I was like, bro, throw it on the table when it thaws.
Trials and tribulations of the kitchen stories.
Yeah, so we waited and they thawed out, and I was like, you better mold that shit up. And I was like, throw it back in the KitchenAid and whip it till it's nothing and form it into little balls. And I was like, forget letting it rest. Egg yolk, panko it, and we'll let it rest until dinner. And we did that like 10 a.m. and we fixed it up.
Yeah, no, it was good. That was really good.
And then the third was the smoked oyster. It was I can't remember what oysters. I didn't go buy them. The funny thing about those oysters is I got those 30 minutes before. I got those at 5:30.
Yeah, trying to source good oysters, man. That's tough, dude.
So we went to Whole Foods and all the Albertsons, and we finally found them with Albertsons.
Yeah.
And it only worked out because one of my homies was eating at a shellfish allergy. They only had 9 oysters.
Son of a bitch.
Not 10. I had 10 people. Only 9 oysters. Thank God, one of my homies. Yeah. I was like, thank you. Thank you for dying for oysters.
It worked out, bro.
It worked out good. And so the oyster, and then the fourth one, which is a take on Grant Atkins' Truffle Explosion. Mm-hmm. It was a sodium alginate ball of lobster stock dipped into a bed of ricotta and then made that into a ravioli. Yeah. And the funny thing about that dish is it was supposed to go with the brown butter sauce. Yeah. I broke the brown butter sauce. It did not come back together. Nah,
we learn from those things though. That's the thing. Yeah. Like this is your first one, you know, that you put together and invited people over. Yeah, but it's only gonna get better from here, man. Seriously.
And the funny thing is, like I got the ravioli out. That was the hardest. Like that was the thing I was stressed out the most, is making this ravioli. Yeah. It's a good technique.
In essence, you just put clarified butter on it though. That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
I mean, like
clarified brown butter. Yeah, because it was a brown butter.
It worked, man. They loved it.
They didn't complain. Exactly. It was a calabrian ricotta on the inside, so there's already a lot of flavor.
Yeah, there was some flavor. For sure.
I guess the butter was a simple. That's the thing with dishes. You need sometimes subtract, and you need to.
Plus, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth, and they were like, "Whoa, this thing is good." You know what I mean? Like all your garnishes and stuff like that. So definitely. And then last couple courses.
It was the 5th course, which is the duck course. So I had duck that I seared in a coal pan constantly. You saw me switching the pans.
You did that crispy ass skin, and then finished it real quick.
No moisture allowed. Yeah. And then we finished in the oven to medium rare, medium-ish. I fucked one up, not gonna lie.
It was a petite one though. It was like a little small one though.
It was a small one. That was the first one I cut though, and my heart
right. I saw you, man. You walked away like, what are we gonna? Your mind was going crazy.
Bro, I was like,
and I just kept cutting them. I was like, dude, these are actually pretty bloody, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was just the first one. I walked away because I was going to grab the other duck. I was like, I gotta get this on the fire now. I gotta get going.
I gotta put little pieces. Yeah. Those 2 I could turn into 6. I can do it.
I was like, trim it up. Yeah. Everyone gets a small portion.
Yeah, right.
And then, but that went with pickled cherries that I pickled the day before, just in red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, sugar, Szechuan pepper, and star anise. Nice. With a salt, and then it went with a cherry gel, just agar fluid gel, you know? Right. Another simple technique that super easy, adds a lot to the dish.
Super easy. I don't know how to do that shit, dog. No, I just actually never done the process, man.
Sprinkle it in and boil it. Yeah, you know, it's simple as hell.
Yeah.
And then that went with the pickled cherries, and then it went with a beetroot tuile.
Right.
Because I feel and I was like the day of, I thought like let's just add it because I had extra. I was like, let's just add it. I don't know what I'm gonna put it on.
It's cool though. It gives it like a geometrical dimension, dude. A little garnish. Yeah, for sure.
And then it went on the side with a quenelle of roasted orange red bells and then habaneros. And so you saute those up, season them nice and well, and then you just blend half of it, and then you mix the other half. So you have the small dice, and you have like the puree. Yeah. And that gives you like a consistency where you're able to quenelle it. And you have all the flavor. It looks cool. It has the chunkiness. It has the smoothness. So it really built everything. And that went with a 12-hour demi. Duck demi.
Yeah. And then you even broke it down there, a la minute, dude. So it was good.
And I put Ultratex in it to kind of help it on the plate. I definitely, that one, I could have let go more.
Really?
Yeah, the color wasn't where I wanted, but I was focused on every other dish that I was like, I finished the duck sauce. I just need to add butter. By the time I got to it, I was like, all right, I could have done it more. It would have stuck better.
That's good, man. You can only imagine in this 4th or 5th dinner, if you guys have an opportunity to go to Epicure and sign up for these dinners, you're gonna be amazed. Seriously,
they're gonna go crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
I already have the next one figured out. I don't have the date yet, but I do have the menu almost done.
So the last 2 though, what was a palate cleanser?
Oh, so yes. So then after the duck, it's a paleta made out of lavender tea, lemonade, and kiwi. Right. And it was just before dessert, just to kind of you ate a lot of hearty stuff, so we wash it down. Also with the alcohol. I didn't want that flavor in when I gave him the dessert, which was my favorite one.
Yeah, dude, that dessert, man. It was a coconut base, right?
Yeah, so it was a coconut mousse in like a squirrel, like a circle mold,
Yeah.
Nothing crazy there. And then it was a kiwi mousse with the 2 little like
teardrops,
Yeah, they look like teardrops, and I put those, and then I filled it with a coconut water gel, a lemon gel, and then on top I quenelled lime sorbet.
Yeah, perfectly, by the way.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I had to talk shit because I was
dude, that was funny, man. He's like, dude, come here. I've never done done Quennell's look. Watch another one. Look at that shit. Another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
I was like, I never had perfect.
It was
ones
DJ Khaled all of a sudden, dude.
I was never that consistent with them. And then as soon as I said that on like the 5th out of the 10th one, I dropped it.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. They were coming out perfect. That dish looked beautiful. That's the one I posted on my IG. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but it was beautiful. I took different angles, pictures.
It wasn't even finished
because you had like the different sauces had different hues of green, and then the actual just colors. And, yeah, it was really good.
I used 100% of the coconut that day.
Yeah, that flour twill kind of just really
coconut ash. Yeah, everything. Same with the corn. I used 100% of the corn. The duck, I used 100% of the duck. I used 100% of the coconut. Like a lot of the stuff I did try using.
And that's part of being a chef too, is not having that having the high yield of all your products.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah, it saves you money.
Dope, man. So like I said, like Epicure, EPI, and then dash.
Yeah, little
dot or something. I don't know. We'll find it on the keyboard, but Cure. So what's your business brand? What was your vision on that brand?
So we've worked a lot of these dinners throughout, and that's what Lola was really cool, is it introduced me to these dinners where it's chef dinners and the menu's curated for just that night.
Sure.
But that's when you really get the most of a chef's quality, I'd say, because that's when he gets a chance to play around. You know? And that's what I want my restaurant to be. I don't want it eventually, right, in the future. I don't want my restaurant to be something where I cop out. Like, understandably, I'm going to have to cop out on some dishes just because that's what makes the money. But at the end of the day, I want to keep pushing. I want to keep pushing.
Sure,
I want to do stuff I want to do. Like people always say, don't cook for yourself, cook for the people who want to eat for you, because that's what they're going to buy. Yeah. Well, if I cook enough for myself, they're going to want to buy my food because it's fucking cruel. You know what I mean? Like that's my mindset behind it. It's like in my restaurant, I only want 20 seats.
Nice.
I don't want anything more, and I want to switch the menu up every month.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
So that's later on down the line.
Yeah.
With Epicure, the actual name Epicure, what was your vision in that? Because I know Epicurious, that's where I get some recipes from for sure. Epicurious.com.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Really?
Yeah, I just looked up. I was like, what are cool names for restaurants? And me and George went for 2 hours, like just looking up. And we found something, and I was like, Epicure. And I was like, because I had the vision of like the dot in between the syllables. You know, like I like that.
But isn't the word Epicure, doesn't it mean like culinarian or something like that?
Something, yeah,
something like that.
I remember looking up, and it was something of like the highest. It was enjoying something of the highest degrees.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
All right, bet.
And I was like, we got the highest degree.
That works, dude. That works.
I was like, hey, let's do it.
Run with it, bro. Run, and don't let nobody tell you different, man. Because like my business is called Keeping It PC, Personal Chef Service, and they were like, keeping it PC, that's political, don't you think? I'm like, I see it. It works. You know what I mean?
That's when you go like, yeah, you're not gonna eat my food. It's like you don't understand. You're not gonna eat my food, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. And then the motivation. What was your motivation to actually start? Like, be like, you know what, George? Hey, let's do this.
So George actually hit me up. I've had the idea of wanting to do my own pockets for a while, and I had a lot of support. I had a lot of chefs support me when I like, oh my god. Like I said, at Lola, I always came in every day with like something new. Like I did macaroons, I did fruit glass, I did different mousses, I did different desserts. You know what I mean? Like I brought in my ice cream machine. I made a lavender ice cream because that's Chef Marco's favorite ice cream. I was like, I'm gonna make your favorite ice cream. Watch. As like a little cook, I was like, I'm gonna do something cool. And I did. He liked it.
Nice.
And meringues, the dehydration, and NH pectin. I started bringing in like the cool stuff.
Badass, dude.
But I did all that on my own time.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I'd wake up at 9 with or 8 with my kids, and from 8 to 1, I was taking care of my kids as well as doing these techniques and figuring out.
Man, sure.
Yeah, and then I'd set it in the dehydrator and leave for work, come home that night, and it'd be all done and whatnot. It'd be cool. Ice creams too. I got my own ice cream machine. I got my own combi oven. I got like all that type of stuff, and I just started playing around with it.
Badass, man.
Practicing at home.
I bet you in a short. I know your kids are young, but like you're influencing them in a certain way, dude.
I'm trying. Yeah, my daughter eats everything.
Yeah, that's
she eats sushi. Like,
awesome.
That's for now though. It's all 2-year-olds would eat anything you give them as long as you're holding it.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I don't know, because my girls at a certain point were like, no, I want this dish. Like I made like 3 or 4 pasta dishes that they would eat, but nothing else. Dude.
Yeah. I know. It's like my daughter. She sees me eating it. Of course, she's gonna want it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That only lasts until like 5. You know, once you
see what happens. Then they'll get picky and they just want
burger and fries, which
dog.
I'm with it. I get
chicken
my
nuggets.
burgers. I love. You want McDonald's, baby? All right, let's go McDonald's. I want McDonald's too.
The kid wants McDonald's. Got to get a McDonald's.
Yeah, got he runs the household, bro.
Fuck yeah. So let me ask you this question: who or what inspires you as a man?
My kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be a better father for sure. You know what I mean?
That's what inspires you to be a great chef?
Yeah. I have a lot of obsession with being the best. You know, like I see what happens to people who are at the best, and it obviously outside looking in, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to be like, I accomplished this, then it's just proving to my kids that, yeah, okay, as someone from this place or this town, you could do something that's cool. You know, you could do something great. And if you want to do something, don't settle.
Yeah. There you go.
Never settle. And then don't let nobody ever tell you can't do it, because that should just piss you off.
It's gonna happen though.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen though.
I've heard it. Yeah, and I'm like. Yeah. Like, it used to affect me hard, but nowadays I'm like, it's okay.
Just
you don't have to
keep your eye on the prize, like know your vision, and know that it's a mountain you got to climb. It's not going to be just one day after the next. You might get a couple accomplishments here and there, but it's like a up and down movement. You know what I mean?
You're gonna fail a lot. The only way you learn a new technique is by failing at the technique and understanding where you went wrong.
Absolutely.
And I take that philosophy into life.
So I mean, so your kids inspire you as a man, and then I just want to see if I could separate the two. Like, and as a chef, what inspires you in the kitchen?
More obsession.
Yeah?
Yeah, I gotta go back to the obsession thing. It's just the want. The want of it. Just like, I see people next to me and I don't want to be like them.
Nice.
I want to be more than them. I want to be faster than them. I want to be better than them, more knowledgeable than them. I want to be on top.
Yeah.
I want to be light years ahead of people.
And you're doing it with that the little techniques that you're doing, like that sets you apart. Because I know, like when I was coming up, like even doing fry, I was like, damn, I gotta get this, I gotta get better, man. Like I'm not dropping it right, I'm not getting the timer right. You know what I mean? So they're watching you though. They're like, fuck, this motherfucker's badass. Like, goddamn, okay, I gotta step up like a motherfucker. So,
and George,
you're inspiring in the midst of all that.
That's George right there. Yeah, George, he's older than me by like 3-4 years. I want to say he's 23, 24, and I was 20 when we met. Like, and he separated the ego, because I told him, I was like, I've been working in this kitchen longer. Like, you worked at diners. This is a kitchen. Like, you're gonna get. And he got wrecked. Yeah, he got wrecked, man. The shit was talked to him.
Well, I mean, it's got to come though. If you get everything handed to you, you don't really learn too much.
He took it to heart.
That's good.
He grinded and he's in the past couple of months, he's grown a lot. Like, how fast I came up, I see it in him too. Like, if he has the passion, but only certain people have that passion to really get up quick. Yeah,
shout out George, man. He really has the vision. You guys are a good team. You guys are a great team, man. Seriously,
he's my co-chef at Epicure. Like, it's not Epicure without him. It's not Epicure without me. It's us together.
That's what's up, man. It's good to find a partner too in business in general. It's great to find a good partner that you guys see eye to eye.
Yeah,
no ego in between.
No, he understands my my nuances as a chef, the way I like my food. And like this time, he presented this one dish, and I just looked like. And he's like, instantly, you don't like it. I was like, I really don't.
Nice.
Hey, he's like, I understand.
Hey, that's good. Be honest. You know what I mean? That's what you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
And he's grounded me on some things where I've been like, let's do this, this, and this. He's like, chef, I don't think it's gonna work. And I was like, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. And I was like, chef, I think it's gonna work. And he's like, all right, you're right. It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. As much aspiration you have, like, fuck, okay, I got you.
I was getting over my head.
Bring it down to reality, like pull you down.
Yeah, he pulls me down whenever I want to go bigger.
So this is kind of a similar question, but how do you translate your struggles and triumphs as a chef to everyday life?
That's hard. Yeah. No, like,
so how, like, just to kind of parallel the two, like being, you know, all the struggles and triumphs, goods, bads, and kitchen. Like, how do you kind of relate that to life in general?
They only last a day.
You're right. That's good, bro. I like that, man.
They only last a day. You only feel good for that. You did that dinner. Good job. And you
sleep
wake up
on it.
And then you wake up and you're like, all right, you still have the electric bill. You still got to go to work. You know what I mean? Like, that the high's over at that point. You know what I mean? But enjoy the fuck out that day then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Do the most you can in that day.
Stay present, man. Yeah, definitely.
That's take that in your life too. Like, and balance too is key. Balance is the most key, which I haven't mastered. You know, I don't think anyone
in the kitchen or in life?
In both. You know what I mean? You have to have the balance of in the kitchen, being able to do two things at once, and you have to balance the kitchen life and life.
Do too much here and fuck
and then it's not enough here, and then it fails, which I'm still learning. You know, I'm very ambitious and young. So.
Some of my guests have talked about that a lot, is balance. You know what I mean, and that's good. The last guest talked about having like these pots. I asked him how he's such a good podcaster. He's like, first I have to make sure my dad bucket is filled, my husband bucket is filled, and you know, he goes on, and I was like, no, that's fucking so badass, you know, to think that way, you know what I mean,
to have it all
kind of checked off and balanced to where you can, okay, now I have this extra time, I need to do this, and I'm gonna push
it's hard, all right, I could put this on hold, I already filled up the bucket,
exactly,
more attention to this one,
right, exactly.
I could definitely get better at balancing. I just feel like right now I need to work, you know, being how young I am too, people don't take me seriously. I have to prove to them.
And that's perfectly aligned with my next question, dude, is what makes you Michelin driven?
Yeah, the techniques and whatnot.
Well, I mean, seriously, like the way you think, and then the caliber of the way you plate and put food. I'm like in awe, dude. I'm like, God, I gotta step up my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna stop using bacon. I'm gonna get pancetta now. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, just different, like
reverse engineer it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all science. You know, if you take it from the start, like, oh, I want to start a sauce with this. All right, fuck that. I want them to do this.
Right.
Oh my God, the food's amazing. All right, how could I do that? All right, well, this person did this and it made that person's face go crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This got featured in this article. Okay, how do they do that?
Yeah.
I scrolled on Instagram for inspiration of all these dishes, and a lot of it's from Michelin star kitchens. You know, Solana is a big inspiration to me. Michelin, obviously. Solana's in England. England has been my, like London, that food scene has been my biggest inspiration for the past couple of months. They're wild. Like the stuff they do out there, it's just, it's London food, but the techniques they have, the way it looks, like the garnishes, the extra stuff they're adding on to it to make it look, you know what I mean?
Fresh produce that they get. Yeah,
like it's really driven. And then they're in small areas too. Like people look at New York and you only have kitchens that are basements, you know what I mean? Like there's the chef Stefano in Italy. His kitchen's a basement. Like he has to watch his head. Like on the Eater video, he has to watch his head all the time. Like it's the same exact way in London. You know, there's some kitchens I've seen on these interviews and these different Instagram pages where they're like separated. Like the hot line is separated from the cold line by buildings.
Shit.
Like the hot line's a building in the back, and the people are walking. But
man,
they're 2-star Michelin chefs. You know what I mean? Like they're doing amazing stuff.
Yeah,
I thought, all right, so let's take it from the top point. These guys are doing it with less. I can do it with more now. Let's figure that out. Yeah. And then the stuff that does attract are all this nice stuff, you know? And there's also more of a competition. Everyone else wasn't doing what I was doing. I wanted to be the one who wasn't doing anyone else.
Nice.
I wanted to be the one to be like, wow, Brendan, you did this? And I was like, yeah. Or we need someone, let's try to do this. I need someone to do this. Well, I've done it before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like macaroons, for example. I saw Chef Christian Acosta. He's an amazing baker. He works at the Plaza. Yeah,
the pastry chef over at Lola. Yeah, for sure.
And he taught me a lot. And he did macaroons, and I ate them. And I was like, I could do this. It took me 3 days, 7 batches. On that 8th batch, though. Yeah. Macaroons. You know what I mean? And even to this day, I do them about 2-3 times a month.
Same, dude. Like a cheesecake. I made it in culinary school a bunch of times, and then I wanted to make one for Thanksgiving one time, and I somewhat did it, but you know they fall and stuff like that. So I was like, I gotta make this recipe better. Like, how do I make it better? You know, just figure it out, the techniques. You know, water bath, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Preform pan. But like, I know what you mean, man. You see a vision, you're like, okay, how do I get how do I get there? How do I get there?
The first time I made cheesecake was at dinner.
Was that dinner?
It was the 200.
Oh man, but you froze it. That was smart as fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
To cut it into squares.
Yeah, that was smart as fuck. I had to make
squares, but that was like the first time I've seen it made.
Because you're supposed to chill it for 6 hours, but you just said, fuck it, I want it on the freezer. Which is fucking smart, you know what I mean? Like it's not thinking too hard. It's just like, okay, this is what I want, and it's just to get.
How do I make a square and how to make it easy?
Fuck yeah,
Same
dude.
with the brisket. I layered it down. Like after I did 3 layers of the meat glue, 3 layers of it. Each layer more meat glue. Meat. And then I got another hotel pan. I pressed it, and I got like 12 like of the cans of like tomatoes and whatnot. Right. Put them all on top of there and threw it in the freezer
10 cans,
for 3 days. Yeah.
Nice.
3 days I threw it in the freezer, and I was like, all right, cut it into squares, individually wrap them, let them thaw out in the fridge, steam them when we get there. Yeah. And it came out well.
Fucking bad. It did come out badass, dude. Honestly, the flavor, the look, everything was really fucking good.
That's what turned me on to Epicure. I was already working on Epicure during the time. I think I told you about it too. Yeah, I was already working on Epicure at the time, but I wasn't like deep into it. After doing that, I got the confidence to be like, 200.
Fucking do it.
I could do fucking 10.
Nice, you know dude. Hell yeah. What a good way to come out the box. Like 200. Did you ever shit yourself at all? Like when you were like
at 3 a.m. the morning before when I was cutting all those chickens? Yeah.
Well, no, you stabbed yourself. You didn't shit yourself.
That was the morning. that was the morning of. That was the morning of, bro. That was the morning of. I remember you just got there and I was going the back and I was being lazy with it. I didn't sharpen my knife. I already cut like 60 chickens at this point. So
for sure.
Dull as shit.
Yeah.
I turned it over and I didn't move my thumb and I was like, oh, fuck.
You didn't even have energy to like move.
No, man.
Like,
I walked away. I washed my hands. I grabbed the Band-Aid and I wrapped it. And then I grabbed a towel. And then I put like
shit was pouring out, dude.
Bro, I makeshift gloved over that shit and taped it. And I just started cutting the rest of the chickens. All day it was bleeding pretty bad.
It happens, dude. It happens to the best of us, bro. But like at the end of the day, you fucking performed, dude. You did 60 of those airline chickens, bro. Badass.
I can't stop.
Or 90 of those damn things. Who knows?
That's one of the biggest things. I don't like stopping. I want to just
fucking go. And that's what I realized what it took. Because like if like right now my cap, I've done 30 by myself, like a 30 wedding by myself.
That's crazy.
You know, and I've helped out some people for like, I've had people help me to do like 100, but like 200 I would be like no, like I would just be like no.
To be fair, I did have a good serving team.
Yeah, that's true. So
it wasn't like I had to run the food, you know what I mean? That took off about like 75% of the work.
Yeah.
You know,
but I'm more of a yes man now.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Yeah, and I have help. I know if I asked you for help and you had the time off, you would help me. And there's other chefs that out there right now that would help me too. Right now, I have kind of like an intern, Chef Anthony. I don't know.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah,
the dude's been helping me out. Like he's like, I just want to give you hands, chef. Don't pay me. I'm like, I have to, man. You fucking really came through today. You know what I mean? Like, I do 3 houses on a Monday and four dishes per house, and he's pretty badass. So he sees the vision too. I'm actually more working symbiotically. He has his own vision of what he wants to do. I'm just kind of like pushing him over the edge. Yeah, he's seeing what I can do, and he's like, dude,
we were giving him the inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in essence, I'm not really trying to intern him to be me or do what I do or work for me. He just wants to see. He's like, he called me one day. He's like, yo, chef, what do you do? Yeah, and I was like, come with me, man. I'll show you.
The other side of it too, because he was at 1700 doing all the family meal and whatnot. He was in culinary school too, I believe, right?
Think so. I'm not sure. I know he actually went to HRM. He went to New Mexico State. He has his hotel restaurant management degree.
Okay. I remember him saying he went to school, or I couldn't remember exactly. Sure. But he was at the all the different events and whatnot, and I saw him around, and I was like, I thought he worked at the hotel. Yeah, because he was already friends with all the homies over there, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think he knows Chef Olivares. He knows Chef Marco, so I think that kind of like puts him in the realm of like everybody else, like gets to know everybody else and stuff like that. Yeah, because I've never met him before family meal.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. Honestly, I think I started following him, or he followed me. Yeah. From the family meal, and then he just asked me, dude, straight up, like on IG, like, what do you do? And I could explain what I do, but I was like, if you'd like, you could come with me, bro. And you know what I mean, like,
it's the opposite side. I mean, restaurants are restaurants. You show up, you prep, you execute. Yeah. Like with private chefing, you have to think, you have to buy.
It's a different process per se. Like one house, they buy the groceries, and I just come in with the recipes and I cook the food. Yeah. I send them the menu beforehand. The other house, like one house is like, just cook me 4 meals for the week, so I just can either make the same ones I made at the first house, or I can make my brand new, go to the Whole Foods and just buy whatever.
That's when you get to kind of play around.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to be like on point when you play around.
What's cool is like from the first house and the menu that I've sent them over the weekend, you know, they buy the groceries and I make it, and they buy their own groceries, so it's like, you know, it could be from anywhere. Now I go to the next house, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and buy this, which is a higher end product, and then I'm gonna make this sauce, because I actually didn't think that really went well. You know what I mean? It's like refined. Yeah. I get to refine my recipes at the second house, and then the third house is just perfect. One meal. I just have to make one meal, and that's where I fucking show out. I make the best meals I can. I just pull out the stops and just do whatever, you know, I can do, like to my fullest capacity. You guys can see that. That's what I show on my story on Instagram. If you follow me at Keeping It PC, people are like, hey, when you make those videos, like why do you add that sound? I'm like, I'm doing it live. Yeah. Like when you see my videos on my story, I'm like, it's a quick video, I'm cooking and I'm doing a video. Yeah, exactly. It's like, or I might show the process of like adding some wine or something like that, but it's all live. You know what I'm saying? It's the music that I listen to while I'm cooking. And the reason I listen to classical music, because it's like chill. It's chill, but it's also like in any household, it's okay. Yeah, I could play my hip hop, or I could play some like different type of music, but it wouldn't really fit the vibe. Yeah. And actually, another reason that I play the music is because it's quiet.
I don't like it.
It's so quiet, yeah. So you have to have something in the background, something in the
sizzling,
background.
Something to drown the noise out.
I like the music you guys played, man.
That was all George,
Yeah, that was like,
it was like a Lola type of thing.
A little more progressive, like house type style.
Yeah, it was like a house mix.
It worked though. It really did, man. So being that you just started you're in the midst of starting your own business, I want to ask you, what does the word entrepreneurship mean to you?
Win.
Like right now, to define it, what do you
like,
what does that mean to you?
Win, like
to win.
To win.
Oh, I thought you said win.
Yeah, no, like win. Like if you fail, you're done. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship.
And that's what it is. It's like I'm now like going into this, getting an LLC and pulling out the stops to really. More of it's to me, it's not even about the business in a way. It just should be. Sure. But it's more the food that I'm doing. Like I'm finally getting a chance to express myself. Like I've had all this shit.
You're setting the structure, the platform.
So right now, like the first one was, we're not going less than what we did tonight. Simple as that. We can only go up more. Right. And every dish is documented.
What do you mean?
I have a portfolio of every dish that we did that night and all the stuff that
we
did.
That's
so
good,
that
man.
Whenever I go on to the next menu, or if I'm troubling, I can look back and see what I could change or what I could add, what can I move. But so I can never redo anything. I want to always be new. Nice. Right. And I never want to just be a cop out caterer, if that makes sense either. Like I want.
So you'll have a revolving menu at your restaurant? Yeah. Like, ooh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, I don't want to have a set. Yeah, and it's not going to be like based on season. It's going to be based on a month.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, like Michelin does a cool thing. The way their theme with their menu is they go on the history of the region they're doing. Sure. Yeah, so I remember when I was there, they were doing like it was like a Japan-Mexican fusion, something like that. Japan or Korea, I can't remember exactly which one, but it was based on the history of the silk trade that connected Mexico in Japan back in like the 1400s.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, it was cool. Like they went deep into
a history lesson while you're eating some badass food, dude.
And that's their whole shtick. That's their whole theme, and it's really cool and it works. They don't have no waiters. They have the chefs explain how their dinner was created, why it was created, and what influenced the creation.
Damn,
it's pretty
That's
wild.
dope, man. Yeah. So if I said you had a sense of entrepreneurship, you would just be like, you feel like a winner, like to be a winner.
You have to win. Yeah, because entrepreneurship just means that you're a business owner. And
yeah.
The only way to stay an entrepreneur is if you're making money, man.
Fuck, man. That's the truth, man. Get your shit on point, man. Taxes, your bank account, credit cards, get that shit on point. That's part of being an entrepreneur. You're absolutely right, bro.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting to that. Yeah. I need to get my credit better for sure.
Hey, we all do, bro. We all do, bro, man. And a friend of mine, or somebody I know in the business, in the entrepreneur world, told me when you get in the like big business, like credit card numbers don't matter. Like spend. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. Are you serious?
How much can you spend and what's your return? And
sheesh. Okay. My next question is, how do you maintain? What keeps you motivated as a chef and an entrepreneur?
To continue doing these dinners, really.
Yeah.
Like after this one, and even after Family Meal and after Progress, like I had that itch to like.
Yeah, because it takes a lot. You know, you gotta fucking put the coal in the burner, man. Like,
and then I see other people's dishes, like I do this, I do that. That's me though. I'm not shitting on anyone else's food or nothing, but like doing these events, seeing
you're like pumping yourself up.
Yeah,
like, I can do this.
Yeah, I'd change it to this, or I'd change it to that, or I'd switch it to this because I didn't really like that. You know what I mean? And after every dinner, I'd be like, I could do this. Like I could easily create a menu and do this. Like the past 2 years, I've been working on stuff one by one, garnishes, different techniques. Like let's bring it all together, and I finally did.
Nice.
And even some stuff I attempted that day. Like the ravioli I attempted that day.
Really?
Yeah, I've made.
You had one that had a hole in it, and that everything else came out badass. They were beautiful. They had ridges, and they were really nice, man.
I threw a lot of semolina in the one that had a hole. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw it as I put it down, and I was like, all right, the semolina will soak up the moisture for now. Like it'll be fine. And it didn't leak when it cooked, and even if it did, it didn't leak a lot.
Not at all. No,
it didn't bleed onto the plate, so we're lucky.
Hell no. And then part of like in your endeavor now, tell me what marketing and networking, how important are those two things? Like, so for instance, marketing.
Yeah, marketing. So we want to get a bigger marketing now. Like we didn't really market a lot because we were focused more on buying plates and the equipment that we needed, you know. But now that we had a badass photographer, she did amazing work.
Definitely.
I was really happy with the pictures that I've seen so far. Hopefully I'll get them soon. She's still developing
putting it together.
She took a lot, so I'm giving it time, but she took some really cool photos, and I can't wait to put those up on the website.
Hell yeah.
The website perfect. And then when it comes to networking, like I said, we met that one guy at the that wedding, like.
Oh, no shit, huh? Mr. Verlander. Shout out Mr. Verlander. He owns a Village Inn or Buttersmiths around town.
Big money guy.
Yeah, I'm actually going to call him. I'm not going to wait for his call. I'm going to give him a call, man. Make sure he doesn't need a personal chef or some dinner for
works,
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, so marketing and networking is definitely part of the business.
And networking has been only I've only been networking.
Yeah, true.
Like, whenever you go to these events, I know... It's like, oh, what up, Brendan? And I'm like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone knows me because I put my face everywhere. I worked at all the events I could.
Yeah.
Then I went out of town and worked at all the events I could, you know? And I really put myself out there at that point. And then it all came together because all these people that I worked for and spent time with and did these events with, I hit them up and I said, hey, does this look good? Does that look good? And they all gave me their full honest opinion. And I took it to heart, you know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah, Marco especially, he ragged on my menu, but it made it better for sure. He showed me what, and I was like, you're right. Like, I see it. Like, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have changed this. And I was like, all right, bet. And it came out great. And he's probably my biggest supporter when it comes to being, like, in the chef world. Yeah. He's one of my biggest supporters. Him and Chef Sammy.
Yeah, that's good, man, because you need people in your corner and people that got your back and stuff like that for sure. And Def Marco is always there. Like, if I call him, he might not answer because he's always traveling and stuff
busy
like that.
As hell,
but he'll get back, and he's a genuine dude, man. He's pretty good. And Chef Sammy, he wants to be on the show, man. I need to get him on because he's got a lot of history, man. He's been in the kitchen for a long time.
Yeah, he knows a lot, and he's worked with a lot of these people in El Paso too. Yeah. His story is crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him on, man. I freed up some time to get him on. So Chef Sammy, you'll be on soon, dog.
Yeah, I enjoy listening to his stories whenever he has them.
So this one you already kind of talked about, man. It's I put business plans for the future, but I just want to know what's the big idea? What's the big?
All right,
yeah.
I have one. So Epicure is Epicure, right. But my biggest goal is to create Melodia.
Melodia.
Yeah, it's my daughter's name in Spanish.
Okay.
So Melody.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to be my restaurant. That's going to be the 3-star. That's going to be the
3 stars.
Yeah, that's going to be the $200 million $1 million it is. That's the one that
shit, man, badass, man.
My daughter, yeah.
Big goals, man. Big goals. This guy's got. I like that, man.
That's the
Seriously.
biggest thing is that one.
When you're in the business world, in the chef world, in any kind of profession, you want to surround yourself by good people and strong people. This kid's 21, but I'll keep him by his side, and I always got hands for him, dude. Seriously, you inspire me, bro. Seriously, I like the way you think. So what's your advice for a chef or cook creating their own brand, going out of the box?
Going out of the box? Out of the box there's nothing out of the box right now. As a chef, we don't know what's out of the box. Everything that we're doing has already been done.
But there's somebody out there right now that's been in your shoes, like, you know.
He's like, oh, I want to level up. I want to get the next point. Yeah. Learn everything. Don't rely on anybody else to show you. Don't rely on a pastry cook. Don't rely on a suit. No. Learn I'm not saying
grab a book, go YouTube it.
I'm not saying you know everything, but I mean, like, get an understanding and a knowledge of how food works and how food cooks, and then learn how to manipulate that, and then use those as your backbones. Nice. And trust it, bro. Confidence is the biggest thing. That's the thing I lacked in the beginning, is confidence. Now I got the confidence, and stuff's coming out well. Yeah.
Badass, man. Yeah, seriously. And even any young chefs, aspiring chefs, cooks, or anything like that, don't wait to get taught. Don't wait to buddy with that next station chef, and maybe they'll teach you, or maybe they'll give you some insight. Figure out what they're doing, use your eyes, and then go YouTube it, like I said, or buy a book, delve into it, you know what I mean? Buy that piece of equipment like you did, man, and just figure out how it works. Absolutely, that's great advice, man.
Keep going. The biggest thing is just like you said, you can't wait for nobody else. There's another quote, I can't remember the name of the quote or whatever it was. It was something like, if you feel like you've waited too long, then you definitely have waited too long.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't have to wait. Like, especially in the kitchen, you should go do it.
Yeah,
go do it. Work in the kitchens you want to work at. You know what I mean? If you're at a diner and you want to do Michelin star food, well, figure out what the hell you need to do to
go burn it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Figure it out. Like, go figure it out. Like, you might burn it the first time. Maybe it comes out badass.
Yeah,
you might fucking drop it when you're fucking like
walking. Yeah,
you know what I mean? You never know.
Make the mistakes so you know how to make the correct ones.
Absolutely. Just delve into it though. Go do it. So this is you're talking about confidence. You never had that, and now you do. What's define the line between confidence and cockiness?
Oh shit, it's hard.
Take your time.
I've been ego checked before. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all good, man. That's, like I told you, that's what got you here, man. At a young age, and you need to keep going, man.
I've been ego checked, but it's most about cockiness and confidence. All right, you're cocky when you haven't done it yet, and you're saying you could do it. Confidence is when you're currently doing it and you're doing it correctly. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're cooking, all right, you have 22 fish, they're coming out on a 40 top. The confidence is you're head down, you're doing it. Cockiness is saying, oh, I got these fish. These fish finna come out faster than your steaks. They're gonna come out perfect.
Yeah.
Now the perfect middle would be these fish coming out perfect. I already got 7 of them done. You're behind. I'm already, you know what I mean? That's the middle right there. Right. Having that confidence and be able to put them up there and not be like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Did I overcook it? Nah.
It's done.
Perfect fucking fish right there. You know what I mean? That's the confidence. Cockiness is saying, oh, it's going to be perfect, and it's not. And you just said it beforehand.
Talking shit.
Yeah, talking shit, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I like that, man. Seriously, yeah, because like in the kitchen, you see it all.
Yeah.
And you actually, you are it all sometimes. Like, man, you'll be cocky as fuck. Like, because like you just feel it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to define the line is probably like where you go full circle. You're like, all right, I'm done being this or that, or this is where I'm at now.
Notice when you messed up, like you saw me on the dish, like everyone's like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm over here like, man, I would have done this, I should have done that. And now doing it, I'm gonna change this to that.
I don't know the word for that, but it's good to have that sense of
self-criticism.
I was definitely, but being real with yourself and not trying to bullshit. Like, that's the shit. You don't even know. Like, that's the bomb.
It's like that's the first one. Imagine the second one. That's how even if you're a cook, that's how you should think.
A little bit of humbleness to it.
No dish is perfect.
Yeah. So you're a young cat, but how do you pay it forward?
So I've worked in a lot of kitchens where there weren't a lot of experienced people, and at the point where I was the most experienced, I was also the youngest. You know, like for example, when I first did it the second time, it wasn't like there's a lot of kids there who were kids, you know. I'm a kid as well, but they've only been cooking 2 years.
Green, as they say,
yeah, they were green, like dump out the water from the stock and keep the bones green, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do my best to kind of expose that passion, expose what I learned, right?
Nice.
I'd just expose them to the highest level quick as hell. I'd bring the books, like I'm that guy to bring the books around.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll bring the culinary. I remember,
so when I was there to help you at Ripe, the girl had just started brand new.
Yeah.
And she was asking questions about the recipes, and you took your time. You were doing that prep, that mise en place for 200, but you took the time to be like, oh no, let me taste it. Hold up, no, spin it, keep, and then you turn that fucking blender on high. You're like, you got to get that thing going. You know what I mean? And you're telling her what you're doing, not just doing it like, hey, you're fucking up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're actually telling her what how the recipe's wrong. Let me tell you, like, this is the way it's supposed to be. Like, this is the color. This is, you know, the amounts and stuff like that. So yeah, I see exactly how you're talking about paying it forward, man. That's great, honestly, because I've heard other chefs say, like, you know, I just teach the way I wish my chef would have taught me. And it's kind of like a refined way that you're saying, like, you know, I just take the time to.
I teach them the way that Marco is probably the best teacher I've had.
Nice.
Yeah, the way he came up about things that were fucked up, like, he'd make you feel bad about it, but he'd show you how to do it correctly, and then he'd make you feel good about doing it correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
so in any profession, honestly, if you can sit there and have patience and just you know, help him learn, that's definitely paying it forward. He's
the leader I like. And if I see a leader, I like the way he was so nonchalant about a lot of things. You know, he's serious when he needed to be. You took him seriously all the time because he was. But like, it was very chill, very like, it was there. It was there. He had it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, shout out, man. Once again, shout out Marco, man. That fucking,
he's a big inspiration.
Yeah, big time. And like I said, he got me, put a rocket in my ass to make me go, bro. Because like I was like, you know, I have a vision of what I'm gonna do. Yeah. If they call me.
Yeah,
if they call me. I'm like, no, man, these motherfuckers gotta call me. I did more Instagram.
Yeah.
I took more pictures. I said, I'll cook for you for free. Like, let me just get inside your fucking house and then you'll see what I could do. You know what I mean? I was like, God damn, you know what I mean? And it happened, man. I got blessed with a daily client. I have weekly clients, stuff like that. So definitely figure out a way to pay it forward. One way is to just have the patience and train somebody near you. You know, you see somebody struggling, ask them a question, you know, let me see if I can help you out, you know what I mean? And you have books, you're even willing to, there's books in the office, go ahead and take them home with you.
I was like, I told her, I was like, go get the book. I was like, read them, figure out what you want to do. Yeah. Cool thing, like, another thing I learned at Lola, he had you come up with dishes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, make it special.
Nice.
He'd be like, all you have to make it special today.
Yeah.
Like, and I want it presented either today or tomorrow, and we'd have to do it. You know what I mean?
That's fun.
And sometimes they were terrible. You know what I mean? Sometimes you were just like, what the fuck is that on the plate, man? And sometimes they were good, and then he'd like if you had the vision, he'd see where the vision was, and he'd help you get to the end point of that vision, whether it was knowledge or technique or whatever. Yeah. And so that's what I kind of did over there too with her and Diego as well. I was like, if you come up with something, how can you make what we're doing right now better? You know what I mean? Like, they didn't know how to make stocks. And I was like, this right here builds everything. You know, they were using veggie stock. And I was like, nah. I was like, we have 3 pounds of chicken bones, man. Nice. Like, let's cook them up, make a stock.
Hell yeah.
And then their first stock, watery, you know, liquid. Second stop had a little jiggle to it. Third one, fake titties all the way.
Yeah, dude, I like that shit, man. Yeah. When you dropped your stock at the 7th course, it was like
it held the shape of the court.
Yeah, no shit, man. That was good shit, dude. For real. So you guys need to support this man. Go check him out on IG.
Yes,
it's a chef named _ Brandon.
Yes.
Brendan with an E, not Brandon, but Brendan.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show and talking about your life, talking about your story, and inspiring the rest of us, man. Big thank you to the military and vets. You know, we're celebrating Veterans Day this past Monday, and this gentleman is married to a veteran. So and his family is a bunch of veterans. So
a lot of
seriously, shout out to you guys, because I'm actually doing a little bit of research into World War II. Some real shit to put your life on the line for the country. So I have much respect for all the veterans and all of our military. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Right now, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's doing it and trying to be the best that they are and climbing up this mountain. It's a fucking long journey. But if you have any questions, you can hit me up on the Grind2Hard page, Grind2Hard 24/7 on IG, or my cooking page is Keeping It PC. I got all the knowledge that I can, and I'll give it to you for free. I'm serious, because I want to help you up the mountain. I'm climbing up the mountain too. I haven't made, trust me, I'm not anywhere near the success that I want in my life. So I'm continuing to be inspired, and thanks, man, again, once again. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Okay, stay positive, stay motivated, and keep going, y'all. Peace.
Nice.